All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Gankutsuou, the Count of Monte Cristo, episode 21. Oh boy.
Yeah, we only have a few more episodes till the finale, and we are in a situation where Eugenie is getting her happy ending.
Yep.
She's free from her family.
Exactly.
And there's a possibility of, at the very least, maybe seeing Albert when this is all over.
Right.
But the thing is, that's going to be on his own time and on her own time. So
right.
They'll be free in that regard. So so wonderful. In some ways, they're being set up to potentially have the Maximilian and
exactly.
Valentine
happy ending. Yeah.
Little happy ending. Maybe.
If
Albert can get out of this alive.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's someone
Albert
he
is still
needs
tied
to see.
to some people from the Count's past.
Yep.
So there's a thing there.
In addition to, the Count himself.
Yeah. In a lot of ways, he's not really tied to the Count
No.
in a
Not tied, but
not in
yeah.
an emotional way or anything serious from the Count's perspective.
Yeah.
Maybe. Unless
That
there
is the big
some
question, isn't
semblance
there?
of humanity in him.
Yeah.
But we shall see about that, because right now, Danglars is not fully done yet. There's more that can happen, and I would love to see how they
How'd
do
that
things
go?
with him, because of how, well, this is essentially how it was in the books for Danglars. But
there's more?
There's more.
Extra sprinkles.
There's extra sprinkles, extra goodness. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
Getting that official.
僕はあなたにどうしてもお話ししたいことがあるんです。伯爵。
現在ダングラール氏をはじめ経営陣は行方をくらましており、
間抜けな奴らね。お前らの大事なお宝は全部ここだ。俺は転んでもただじゃ起きねえ。
Wow.
元でさえあればこっちのもんだ。
Wow, yeah. Count's probably got all of them.
Oh, that is perfect.
モンテクリスト伯爵。この臨時便は貸し切りのはずですが。
いささかお金を用立てていただきたい。5兆フラン支給現金で。この契約書には、僕には上限を定めないとあります。どうするんですか？
困りましたな。旅先であいにく持ち合わせが。
現金ならそのケースにお持ちでは。
あ、これは。
さあ、それをこちらへ。さあ。さあ。さあ。
Oh my god, yes! Yes!
昔と少しも変わった。
Better hope you save one shot.
なぜだ。
私の顔をよく見ろ。思い出すがいい。お前が偽りの告発状で罪に落とした友の顔を。
エドモン・ダンテス。次の船長は君だ。
はい。だが
Wow.
取引帳簿の数字がどうしても合わないんだが。
あ、それは先月アルファケンタウリに寄港した際。
いいか、これは横領だぞ。今回だけは見逃してやる。しかしもしもまた
我らがエドモンに乾杯。そりゃメルセデスだって首ったけさ。
いよいよ来週はエドモンとメルセデスの婚約パーティーだな。
めでて。
Yeah.
あら、二人の幸せを祈るぞ。
完璧な人間なんていや
And
し
now they discuss it.
そうだろう、フェルナ。ルクレール船長が亡くなった時、あいつは手紙を託された。パリの反体制派宛ての機密文書らしい。ちょっと面白くないか？恐れながらとお上に申し出りゃエドモンのやつどうなるよ。
メルセデス、これは何かの誤解だ。心配しないで。
懐かしいな。
I'm not smiling.
No.
そして
Yeah.
俺をどうするつもりだ。ただの冗談だったんだ。
お前は妬みと逆恨みから
Oh, this is
一
perfect.
人の若者を監獄へと
Isolated in darkness just with his
Yeah.
money.
俺の目の前から消えて欲しかっただけなんだよ。これは
ささやかながら鉛玉の代金だ。
Holy shit.
This will be your grave.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
お前の手に触れるものは全て金塊になる。
You'll go mad in here. Oh, I thought he was gonna like push it in his mouth. And,
Yeah.
like, make him choke on it.
Okay, at least he let the door close.
僕は伯爵とどうしてもお話をしたいん
Gonna
で
get
すか
punched in the schnoz.
うるさい手下のお前には関係ない伯爵は宇宙だ今頃は
Yeah,
ダングラ
okay,
ールの
cool.
やつ
Yeah, so he's trying to help him.
伯爵の本当の気持ちを分かってやれないんだなあ
How the count
分かっ
feels.
たような口を聞くもんじゃねえよお前こそ分かんねえのかそれでも復讐しなきゃいけねえ
まず一言言っておきたい。私のしたことは保身ではない。パリの治安と平和を守らんとするがための行為であり、本件は5歳であるエロイーズが義理の娘バランティーヌの相続財産を奪うべく毒殺を図ったものであります。被告の過去に関わる人物を証人として喚問したいと思います。
Oh, shit! Yeah!
Yep. Yep. The golden boy.
赤ん坊の時に捨てられ孤児院で育てられ外に出てからはそりゃ何でもやりましたよ僕の出生の秘密をお話ししに参りました
ふざけるな。
僕はオートイユで生まれました今モンテクリスト伯爵の別邸になっているところです僕は生まれると同時に葬られた
Oh my god.
棺に入れられてね
どうせ誰かに頼まれたゴロつきなんだろ。依頼主は誰だ。
ひどいな17年ぶりの再会じゃないか
被告と証人の DNA 鑑定の結果と証拠品を提出。
Oh my god.
You are indeed the father.
Uh-huh.
Just seeing it.
ちょうどいい僕の母さんを紹介しますダングラール男爵夫人ビクトリアです母さんそうですよね
How did he survive?
Yeah.
だってそうじゃ
DNA testing, it's coming.
Uh-huh.
こんなところに現れるはずが。
Oh, you just.
裁判長、今の発
Yeah.
言を記録してください。
You just said it.
私はただ静粛に聞いてくれ。
Phrasing is important. You idiot.
Yeah.
Whoa.
僕を救ってくれた召使いが
Wow.
布切れだよ僕が凍えないようにこれでくるんでくれたんでしょこれはずっと僕の宝物だった
お前は
Oh my god.
ごめんよ父さんこうでもしなきゃ僕が本当にあなたの息子だってことが分かってもらえないだろう会いたかったよ父さん
Oh.
Yeah. Nice.
さようなら
なぜだなぜうせんだよてめえらのお上品ぶった顔見てると胸くそが悪くなるぜ所詮お前らも俺やこいつと同じけだものじゃねえか 小綺麗な仮面の下にどす黒い本性隠してやんな。
Wow.
ダンテスさんという方がお住まいだったかと思うのですが。
知らないね。ここは長いこと空き家のままだよ。
エドも。
She remembers it perfectly.
メルセデス、まだあなたは若い。もうあの子は帰ってこないような気がするんだ。いつまでもこんな老いぼれの世話なんかしていてはいけないよ。
あの人は
お前は誰だ。なぜ俺を。
忘れてしまいましたか。25年前、マルセイ。
Oh, yeah. Then suddenly, he knows exactly who he is.
Oh, yeah.
あなたはその
Cool.
男を秘密裏に抹殺しようと心に決めた。
エドモ・ダンテス。
かつてその名で呼ばれた男は異不浄の牢獄で一度死にガンクツ王となってよみが
お前が持っていた手紙はあまりに危険すぎた。
しかし実際はあなた自身の保身のためだったのでは。
法と秩序のためだ。
その功績のおかげで今の貴様がある。ところであれには
Oh, so no,
It's
he's
just taken a
not.
long time to take effect.
毒は恩寵だ。それはお前の脳を腐らせ。
Oh! This is how he goes mad. Cool. Okay.
ビルフォール、哀れな法のしもべ。
You're now immune from the law.
Right.
Yeah.
優しく慈しんで。
Gently cradle you.
Because death is way too simple.
Way too easy.
Yeah.
これで。
And that's two. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Nice. Yep. All right.
Nice.
Woo! Well, shit.
And we got two of them.
Yep.
And
So-
Villefort hadn't counted until now because he was
No.
he was still possessing of his faculties and
Exactly.
his life potentially.
Yep.
But Cavalcanti was used to the fullest extent here because his revenge was it was something he had been waiting for a long while as well.
Yep. Okay. And there's
Nothing that Villefort could do to basically like save the situation.
right. And at the very least, I gotta expect Cavalcanti's dedication to his revenge in that he also,
Suffered.
yeah, he fucked himself over,
Yeah.
in the process.
Yep.
But okay,
Yeah.
that was a wonderful way to have Villefort go mad. Like because correct me if I'm wrong, but in the books it
It's
wasn't
completely different.
It's completely different. It's not from any kind of biological agent or whatever. It's just the madness of everything that's happening.
Yeah, I don't think this is how it went. I think that it's close, but I think that there's some things mixed around with regards to Cavalcanti being still utilized in a similar manner, but not
Gotcha.
in specific orders
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
But then for
the
Danglars,
it's actually like almost, I would say, extremely similar. Like,
Okay.
it's extremely similar. It's just that in this regard, it's a form of bankruptcy, and then it's basically you are basically
a gold coffin, like
run in a gold coffin, basically. That's also a ship,
Right.
So yeah,
and I'm guessing it's something where the engines are disabled, the communications are disabled, things like that. So that way
essentially he will sink eventually.
Right, exactly. And then the equivalent probably in the book was like a boat, where it's
think it
like
was, yeah.
it's a lot easier to have that be like,
Yeah,
a final death.
I think it would sink under the weight of all the
of all the gold.
Yeah,
Which is then fitting because then it shows that the Count really doesn't care about the wealth.
money.
You know, it's all a means to an end, and
Yep.
and in a lot of ways, it's, you know, the treasure of Monte Cristo kind of, or at least a large portion of it, would be returning to, you know,
to nothing.
to nothing, right?
Yeah, to legend.
Yeah.
But the idea that all this was the capitulation for these two men specifically.
Yep.
I would have been disappointed if we didn't get those flashbacks. And because we
Yeah.
did get those flashbacks,
That was
we
great.
got to see the alternate flavor or skin that was put on the, you know, those,
classic
those
tale.
incidents. Yeah, because, well, you know, this is a sci-fi. And seeing essentially it's the exact same backstory. Like
Right.
there's no difference
Yep.
in it as well, because in a lot of ways the backstory, the way they've handled the show thus far, can be almost any slight deviation on what the books was, and it doesn't matter.
Right.
Because ultimately all three of these men made out like bandits.
Right. I'm glad that they kept the motivation for Villefort being something where it's the
This could tie back to me and
right,
my
exactly.
family.
Something where it really wasn't personal for Villefort. It was the, oh shit, you know, still a scumbag thing to do, but it's not the, I'm going to betray someone. It's more he was betraying the law and his position and all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And the way that the Count basically like questioned them about exactly why they did it and things like that, and got them to admit certain things and whatnot.
Yes, exactly.
Like the bit with Danglars,
Danglars
that
was so good.
That was so good. Like, and I haven't read that section from the books or whatever, so I don't know if
I don't
like,
remember what he said in the books either.
right, but I absolutely love that because really with Danglars as well, it also wasn't personal, not really. Like it was just, yeah, you're a nuisance. I don't like you, you know.
Yep.
So there you go, right? As opposed to a certain other person.
A certain other person who has all kinds of emotions and feelings about this, and I liked that when they showed Fernand's backstory bit, he it's weird because
It was more unclear of like,
well, it's not that it's just unclear. It's the idea that he wasn't the mastermind behind this.
Nope.
And it's something that I love that's the way it was in the books as well. But in the movie, I really did not like how they switched it to where he was more of the one that
the
was
instigator for everything.
instigating all
that
of
way
it.
you can have like the more like dramatic
Love triangle
Well,
kind of
well,
side
love
of
triangle,
things.
but also like final villain kind of a deal where it's like, and then we do a sword fight and all that stuff, you know.
In this, they really are bringing the point home that Fernand was actually his friend and didn't necessarily want the worst to happen to him.
Right.
He just wanted a shot at Mercedes. And I think in a lot of ways, what they'll probably show is basically the Judas moment where he goes to Villefort.
And he's like,
okay, it was obviously, you know, like a mistake.
right, so
undo
it's now
it.
cleared up, right?
So
you know?
you can bring him out, right? He's like, no,
Yeah.
we can't undo this.
Yeah, exactly, you know.
Like, we can't go back on
Right.
this.
And in a lot of ways that's a it's a wonderful thing of, you know, Fernand then not understanding exactly what he was doing and the ramifications of it, but then also bad luck, buddy. Someone else had a vested interest in making sure that, you know, this went this way. So
Yeah.
too bad, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now your neck's on the line too, because you were, you know, an accomplice to all of this.
Yeah.
So you can't really save him, because then you'd be hanging yourself. But yeah.
And I wonder if they'll get into the political implications of Mercedes marrying Fernand specifically to be protected so that she wasn't suspected as some kind of
Right.
someone who's connected to
whatever.
Edmond
Right.
and his potentially dissident faction kind of
Exactly.
side of things. Because this was all done during the time of Napoleon in history, so
Yep.
they don't have a Napoleon equvalent.
Right,
in
it's just,
the way this world is set up. So
Yeah, there's empire people and all that stuff and
Yeah, exactly.
whatever. But it seemed that Mercedes waited quite a while. Like
well, no, that's
we don't know when that conversation with Edmond's father happened, but it seemed to be a good amount of time after.
Okay. I thought that was implied as being when they were still on the trip. But I think it makes way more sense, yeah, that it would have been when he would already been taken.
And then it's the, you know, she's been, you know, helping care for him and things like that. And it's
already been months and months. And
yeah,
months,
and it's the, no, this is this misunderstanding is not going to be cleared up.
Yeah.
You know. But okay.
Yeah. So, Mondego, though, an Eastern ship has crossed the Rubicon, and then that tower of, like, perimeter defense or what have you was blown up.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not assuming incorrectly that they're not trying to say that Mondego was on an Eastern ship. I think it was more saying that.
Well, maybe we could check it again. But I
don't know what an Eastern ship looks like. That's
right.
The thing is we don't have a lot of.
Well, so the two things there's two different things that I'm thinking it could be. Is that it's another nation, and Mondego is basically
he's a turncoat.
Or he's a turncoat, or he's falsifying things to basically say, like, oh no, there's an attack. I better, do some dramatic things.
Yeah, I think that's what it is that he's pulling a false flag.
Yeah.
The defense perimeter thing goes up, and they're like, oh no, there's a thing here, and what'll happen is that the army will be deployed out to this area.
And then he'll get additional power.
Or he'll basically have the fleet available to him.
Right.
Because he's the natural kind of person to lead it.
The other thing that I was thinking it could potentially be, and I'm curious in looking at the details of what was said, but is that it's this is another fleet from like the same country, but you're not supposed to be here. Like you're supposed to be over in the Eastern Front or whatever or something like that. Why are you coming back to home turf? And then suddenly it's okay, no, I'm actually coming in to just conquer directly, like no subterfuge about it.
Yeah. I mean,
but
here's the scene again. Eastern Fleet flagship has crossed the Rubicon line.
Right.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
So Eastern Fleet,
that's not the Eastern Empire.
Right.
That's his fleet potentially.
Yeah. So
his ship.
Right. So he's bringing the fist now, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the Rubicon line is probably the defense system line for the planet, basically.
Right. And it's like this will be considered, an act of aggression or invasion or whatever. And then they,
then they destroy it.
Yep. And
shit.
Oh boy.
Well, he does not look sane there.
Oh no, definitely not.
He looks terrified and desperate.
Yep. This will be interesting. And, as there's that flash in the sky, which they could have just transitioned to it being like the sun or whatever.
No, that was the explosion. Of
the
thing there to show that it is close.
Right, it's close and happening like right now.
Yeah, I thought
Albert
he was trying
talking to the Count.
Yeah, I thought he was trying to put a false flag that they were getting attacked.
Right. Effectively, both work. Like, they both kind of achieve the same end of getting his forces here when they're not supposed to be and imposing his own order.
Oh, that's what he could do still, is he just say, oh, we're under attack.
Sure.
We destroyed them, but they destroyed
misinformation and
I
things
need
like
all
that.
The military to mobilize right
oh,
now.
no, this is terribly sad. It's a tragedy, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, shit. And then Albert and the Count.
Yeah, and I love that the conversation didn't have any build up to it.
There was no conversation.
No, right. We haven't gotten the conversation yet. But them meeting each other like this, the fact there's an element of a vibe I get from the Count that he is basically desiring and or okay with this conversation happening, because before the last time they met, it was very dismissive of the Count. Right, he was casting Albert aside and things like that. And here, I feel like now that he's actually started to sink his teeth into his revenge meal, he might actually be willing to have a semi-genuine conversation. And yet,
I think not, because it's Mondego's that's left.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Either way, the conversation that Albert had with the servant was wonderful. As far as no. Who cares if he has those feelings, right?
Yeah.
Because it shows that Albert is actually genuinely concerned for the Count, but at the same time, it's the no. We know about that stuff too, of course.
But that's to do all this stuff in spite of that.
Right, exactly. That's the whole point,
Yeah.
It's
of course he's human. Yeah.
Right.
But what does that matter when he's been planning this revenge
for 25 years?
Yeah. Well, yeah. He was in Chateau d'If for 17 or 13, or depending how. I don't remember which it was. It was 16. So then the remaining time of that, at the very least, he was planning his revenge. So, yeah, but okay. Okay.
Here we
We're
are.
headed into the finale.
Uh-huh.
Not the finale episode, mind you, but
No,
the
but
final act.
We are in the end game now.
Yeah, we only have one more of the guys, at the very least, left.
Yeah, and then there's Mercedes.
It'll be interesting to see how he goes through things with Mercedes, because this count is much more vicious than the count of the books.
That part where he just like full on like went animalistic with Danglars, that looks so good. Like that was
really
terrifying. That was like given that we've had this entire show to basically like have that be tantalized and like built up to and things like that.
Yeah.
This is very satisfying.
This is very satisfying, yeah. So, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below. For our Patreon, you can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yes, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.